be doing this review. I have to leave in a few hours, so gonna try to not drag too much of Game 2 versus the Wildcats last night in the play-in.
Big's good percentages.
So all looks pretty good. Decent D on the cut. Good on shots to be there for the board. And this is a really nice find and good hit from James. No complaints. Press idea works here. We get the ball out of the PG's hands. Against this team, it's kind of a weird situation where Gray is going to opt into this a lot. So I think that's why we're not like sticking with the press more aggressively on him. Good, really good no jump. I think earlier in the season this would have been a jump, but you realize that you have him too far under the basket and you can just hands up. You can't actually go up with that shot. This seems really good. Let's take a look at the drive real quick. So shots overruns this on the pass. When that happens, I think Trey does a good job realizing like this is already the time when he's about to be beat. Trey reacts really well, and this is perfect. I'm kind of covering for James here, and yeah, these rotations are really good. He gets the board. Switches are good here. The communication on switches has been really good the last few days, and this block was just a tough call. I think Trey's in a good guarding position there. I think that's just a tough one. It's really nice from James. I wouldn't have had the confidence, even at the beginning of this season, to throw you the ball this early because I wouldn't have expected that you'd be able to like stop and pull this up. But I'm glad I trusted you here. That was perfect. That's exactly how I'd wanted you to play it. That's great. So that's on you for good skill improvement. I promise this won't all be glazing. I did watch this back last night, but obviously I wasn't like recording it, so I'm a little more familiar uh, than just having played it. Yeah, we're calling the switches here well. Shots is a good job getting in front. This is tough. I mean, I think this is just like rotationally, schematically, this is all fine. I think this is just like a bit of bad play. Like Javion's like getting into help position. That's good. He's scared he's going to pull up here. I think this is like a reasonable jump, but I think this is probably not. It might be in this. I mean, like I could totally see this guy pulling up and not jumping. This is just. I mean, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate here. If we're gonna be super critical, I don't know. I feel like Javion might be stepping. I think this is just this is okay. I mean, this is the type of stuff we're gonna give up, and that's totally fine. I guess what I was looking at is I was looking at whether I thought that Shots was going to actually stay in front as he ends up doing. But I don't think it's clear that Shots is going to stay in front there. And then the question becomes if Shots realizes that Javion is in help position, should he be peeling off early and like just like pre-switching that almost? So let me go back real quick. This is more theoretical than anything, right? So like, I mean, he really is in front of him, but sometimes there's going to be an argument to just like let him go by and take the peel switch to avoid this interaction. But this is no big deal. This is fine. It's all very good. It's all fine. Javion plays the backup pretty well. I get my hands in the lane. Honestly, this probably isn't good enough. I'm close, and I get, marginal contest. I do think my challenger ends up popping here, but this is like not good enough. I don't need to be helping this hard onto Gray, especially. I will say that, like, and watch out, T Stamp does a really good job just making himself getting a little bit of extra space with a couple steps out. But this is a lucky miss. I do think against pretty much every other. Okay, so I think this is like more. This is a problem because it's so exploitative against Gray, who we know isn't going to shoot. But I do think in this type of situation, we do need to be ready to be in help position. It's tough because the more of a threat the shooter the PG is, the higher shots has to be, which means the more that he is likely to get blown by, which means the more I have to be low when on his strong side. Um, to be able to get here. But T Sam's doing a good job spacing to, like the hardest place to space for between Javion and I. When Shots has him uh, shaded this way, and this is something um, that Zen was talking about when he went and watched the Suns recently doing like their version of this defense, of this gap defense, where just knowing how and what we want to do on the offside, on the opposite side here, is really important. I think the way we have it structured is that when Shots has the PG biased towards this side, we kind of want people to come up. What Zen was saying, he was seeing Phoenix do, if I recall, was he was seeing them play lower, where like James would kind of play between, and that would give Trey license to be lower, but that gives up more middle. So it's like it's hard to say. I think either is fine. This is all a good find. The spacing is quite good here. Gray, this is like pretty much the only way Gray really beat us was through these back cuts, like through the middle. Like, obviously this is a mistake. I'd like to see someone take him. Shots is maybe a little bit too focused on ball. Can afford to be playing like lower and in front of Gray. He's like in help position because he's like, we're waiting for this blow by. Um, I think this is like kind of fine though, because I think Shots might be like a little overly worried about this. It's hard to say because we want to take away middle at all costs. But I'm trying to push him baseline here, and Javion is in perfect position to catch him here. So it's less likely that we're going to need Shots' help. Also, I think that like James is watching this, which is good. I wouldn't mind seeing this be a full switch like on this cut. If James can realize that this is already a breakdown, James picks up, switch happens here. I think that's all really good. Um, yeah, not it's not horrible. Nothing too awful here. This is pretty awful. Not beat. And I swear I actually was lagging here. Not when I didn't take the shot, but afterwards. I don't think it had anything to do with me not taking the shot. It's a fantastic crab. Shots to shot looked really good here the whole night. Why am I so far off? I'm bad. Is that why? Yeah, I'm bad. Yeah, just too far away. I need to be in better position here. I'm lucky to get back in front. Let's see what happens here. So, one sec. I just want to see how the switch happens. So I get in front of Zan. Tino gets back in front of Gray. This is fine, and then Gray refills out to the hash. So we'd like to see, yeah. So I think James probably is losing track here. I think this is probably James not realizing that Shots has like essentially repositioned himself, and that James is the new middleman. So this wrap is dangerous, but he gets there. We're lucky that's a miss. Let's see how what happens here in this little switch exchange. Yeah, Trey is doing a pretty good job. When he gets beat, Shots does get in front. Yeah, and I think if anything, it's just this is like a small trust thing. I think that Shots and Trey probably haven't interacted on a lot of these switches very much, and Trey is probably one of the more inexperienced people having to make this switch. So I think Shots is not trusting that Trey is actually going to get out to Gray here, but Trey does, I think, a very good job getting out to Gray here, and but Shots taking the extra step towards Gray means that pull up gets this drive, and we're lucky that he misses it. It's again, this is all small stuff. At the end of the day, they've scored 4 points, even if it probably should be like 8. I like this skip pass. I think this is good penetration from Trey. If James didn't see him right now, like in time, this is already too late. Like if he made the pass to Trey here, I think Trey would be actually in a pretty bad spot. So I really like this skip. I think this is a really good pass. And I am surprised that he got back out there as well, Javion. I will say that I think that if this is a no dip, Javion gets it off. Gets it off like open, wide open. This is the beginning of, I think, a big stretch of problems for us with over crashing. This situation is a little bit different for a couple of reasons. Trey is already low because remember he had cut in the middle when James made the skip. I think in this case, like this is still okay, right? Because like we're 3-on-3 in this spot. But this is the problem. The person who takes the shot on the perimeter is often not going to be able to get back as fast as the corresponding defender. So Javion's a little bit behind this play. We're lucky that this gets stopped, but I just think this is like something I want to flag for the rest of the game, where I think Trey especially was not disciplined enough in terms of not dropping, not crashing from the top, and we do give up transition, which is especially tough against a team that we otherwise have pretty much locked down in the half court. The other thing, though, is that, so like in this case, if we go all the way back here, I don't think it's unreasonable for James to realize Trey is low and for James to clear out here. I feel like I'm supposed to stay because I have my man boxed, right? So if the rebound comes right, I'm getting it here. So I don't think I'm supposed to leave, but I do think James is supposed to leave. And while like the problem is that this guy, the Javion's defender again, is the one who's going to get down. If James leaves, maybe it allows like shots to get over if Javion can't recover. But ultimately, I think that Trey is still probably just supposed to run back there. It's hard because with the build Trey is currently on, he has all of this award rating that we're not using as part of the scheme. So if we can do it without blowing rotations, then like having small moments where it switches, where Trey is the one crashing and James is able to get out, those are pretty good. But I think in general, it's too much it's not worth it. Like as you'll see with the amount of crashing we do in this game, we still only get one, I believe, offensive rebound, at least off of a crash from Trey, and I think it's like more trouble than it's worth. I need to peel off here. Trey has got this. James does a really good job covering. I like this because this is like the least likely pass to get made. This is the most likely pass to get made, I would say. So I really like James's decision to go here. And I don't mind Shots' decision not to rotate up. Ultimately, this is me for not releasing. I think I did this a lot today. This is probably the biggest thing I need to improve on in my top defense as well, is just releasing this. And yeah, trade. Like I'm beat. I need to go out. I think this is fine. This pass, I get pulled a little bit. I think I might have been in like a post-up animation or something with this guy, which is partially why this pulls me. But I think this is fine. This is like a good read, right? Like I have open space. I go up like me. This is me standing dunk attempting here when I get fouled. I think this is all good. Missing free throws is not good. I don't know what I think about that reach attempt. In general, I want to say like my general philosophy is that reaching when you don't have help behind you is dangerous. You kind of do have help behind you here in Javion. I don't know if that's like really like obvious or clear. I mean, I need to make the free throw. I need to just do a bunch of free throw practice and or maybe try a new free throw. So I'm only at like 80% or so, maybe a little below actually on this build, which is not good enough. Good attempts at recovery is all fine, but Gray was doing a really good job all night making this rotation down. I probably needed to call this that Gray was tunneled on me, and that we probably had Javion a few times here. This guy, I will say though, just like on the one skip pass James made to Javion, this guy was recovering pretty well to Javion, so I would say the rotations here were all pretty good, and this was just not a ill-advised shot. I'm trying to get this out of my game. I'm too used to taking this step back off of the snatch on the 6'11", but the 6'8" just doesn't get the same space, the same like low contest percentages. So I need to take this out of my game. Again, we end up with 3 low. This one feels more reasonable again because of the positioning, but we are going to get burned, I believe, in transition here. I will say too, in general, just like this hasn't happened to us a lot, and I don't know if it was because they were really ready for it or not. This is still a 2-on-2 transition, but we are behind both of our men. So I don't know if this is just like an effort, like laziness thing on Shots and Javion's part in this case, but like this shouldn't be as broken as it is. And I see why Trey would go for this board, given his positioning. This one seems like one where James really should just be getting out. But yeah, we're lucky we get back in front of these because if you don't have enough pass accuracy, the passes are going to slow people down. We actually end up getting back into position here, but that's dangerous. Like better teams will punish this. This is already punished for us. I want to see when T Stamp leaves. And stuff. I mean, he's a good player. He's a accomplished player. He's looking to leave as soon as possible. But especially if we're going to be playing loyalty in the next round, that's something we have to be aware of. That he's going to be looking to leave as aggressively, if not more. on those. Yeah, I think this is just Trey's inexperience playing up top. He goes right when he comes back left, and this wrap is coming. To me, I'm already thinking switch, so I'm already on. To me, in my mind, I'm already on gray, and if I'm Trey, I'm taking a step low, making sure this guy can't like wrap cut me. I also might be needing to be ready for Stamp to wrap, because if Stamp and Zantuan cross, then Zantuan is going to be James's, and Stamp is going to be yours, like this. Yeah, so right now you're going to be on Stamp. Um, but I think Trey just over pursues here a little bit. Javion does a good job getting into like catch position if Gray does get the blow by here, but he makes this nice pass and Stamp hits it. I like that little attempt. Like just if Shot sees it, that's good. That's a dunk. That's like perfect little way to create for yourself, James. It also creates this. I don't know if this pass goes out to corner, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does. Oh, it's this. Oh wow, that's so annoying. Javion does have space here. This is good. This is not a good timeout call. I just panicked. But obviously, like the way it turns out, this is the free dunk for Javion, and we're already down 2 timeouts, so this is a bad timeout call. I saw fuckery happening, and I go to call timeout. I do want to try the blast slip out of a sideline out of bounds occasionally. Um, maybe we should keep it as our end of gameplay though. I don't know. Well, pretty good. I mean, we're lucky this doesn't go in, right? Like he is ahead. This is where I'm sure he shrunk his meter a little bit, which is good. Shots is in really good rebounding position, which is also really good. This is we were definitely rushing at this point, and this contributed to it. So I don't know if this is a good shot or not. I mean, just like freezing it right here, it seems like I probably have the pass back to James. So did this go from James to me, or did this go from shots to me? One from shots to me. Yeah, I mean, I almost certainly can hit James here. I have to watch for that cross court swing. But at the end of the day, this is in my lethal zone. He doesn't jump, which I think this is just like the biggest thing is it's just a miss. Um, I don't like this crash. They're just in really good rebounding position here. So like I just don't think that like Trey, I just don't think you have anything here. This would be like a Herculean effort to get this rebound, and like sometimes you can, but not a fan of this. And then we get into this same problem transition where this we're kind of even with this. He's ahead. We got numbers here. We end up holding it. I mean that's good. Holding it is good. Also, Trey, you've done a fantastic, like actually, like insanely good job uh, switching when coming back in transition, especially off these crashes where you're going to be like the trailer and you're not overrunning your responsibility like ever in these spots. This is like the best I've ever seen anyone do. Obviously, this is a little fucked. Ideally, I mean, I'd have to go back. I'm going to go back and look at it, but shots would be corner. Trey would be out on the hash here. Let's see. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate this from James because I don't, and this is the other problem too, is that I'm not like once once Trey jumps, I need to full switch here, or at least I need to be ready to full switch here. Instead, I'm like staying too attached to Gray, which is a mistake. These rotations are really good. We end up getting to kind of where we're supposed to be. Shots jumps to take away this shot. Trey does get the cover on the stamp. Stamp drives. Um, Is James jumping at the dunk? Yeah, I think James is jumping at the dunk here that he thinks is happening. That might be fair. Um, yeah, that might be fair. I would have expected him to go up with the dunk there. It does lead he dumps off, but because everyone is clearing out, it leads to this. Again, it's fine. Nothing major. Yeah, I'd like to see the shot just go up there. 1.5. Should be aware of the clock. IL cut here. Javion fills corner. This gets through. I swear I think I'm looking at Trey here, but Gray makes these rotations really well. Um, and I take the standing dunk, which I think is like a fine read in the spot. Tough. I remember Shot saying that he thought he was in good enough position. It's tough. I think I would have jumped there, but I understand why you didn't because you got the little bump. This is pretty nice. This is good action off of the busted. So Shots was calling for the sex on the left here, or James Dex is back into the corner off the down screen. Yeah, little moments here. Like obviously, if I see this in time, I get the pass through to Trey. That's a dunk. But I think this is fine given that I miss it. This is me. I think common problem where yeah, like if Shots is getting beat. I mean, Stamp could cross over and go this way, but even though I need to be scared of Xantuan, I just need to be able to play this in a position where I can actually get in front. I'm just way too far off. This is a free blow by. This is me. So this is bad. My spacing on this hash side has not been fantastic. This is a mistake. It's a good blitz. Good blitz from Stamp here. This is really good switches. Of note, this will come up later in the game as well. This is coming off of the game against the guards that lit us up top, where I kept asking for corner help. There are going to be a couple times where uh, I think because of that, I've like pre-programmed Javion to want to overhelp in these spots. But this was like a really good pickup for me, and I appreciate that. In general, the rule is going to be that against more the more dangerous the opposing guards are, the higher we have to play them. And the higher we have to play up here, the more likely, the more susceptible we're going to be to getting back cut from the hashes, which is going to necessitate more of the switching rotations, right? The weaker the guards are, so when you have someone who is more pass first or drive first, like Gray, uh, that's going to allow us up top to play softer, which means that we should be doing more of the switching just through up top, and we should be looking for, if anything, we should be looking for corner help onto like hash. Like corners should be looking to come up to hash instead of corners looking to drop into take cuts. Switching here is all really good. This is just kind of nice. I probably missed this switch back here. Javion follows this. I mean, ideally this would be a bump probably, right, where Javion stays up, Shot stays here. and I'm like kind of in position, but I don't commit. Admittedly, this is like a pretty, maybe this is fine because this is like not a makeable rotation, which is why I don't love this switch between Javion and Shots. So Javion, I would have liked you to still be here. Shots being farther left to start. Yeah, yeah. Instead, we both end up getting a little bit pulled to the right. I mean, I think I would be yelled at if I gave up this corner three, but I think I'm actually supposed to commit to stopping in front of here and then just like, so like Javion, like you probably shouldn't end up in the paint ever in this spot. Even when we end up in this kind of busted play situation, you're probably supposed to end up on the left corner here. So watch the wrap comes. I need to slide. I need to full commit here, and Javion just needs to sprint to the corner and hopefully make it. I think is the correct play. But I think the switch between Javion and Shots up top was unnecessary. That gave them a little extra space. Just crazy. Fucking lighting it up, James, on these no dips. Nice. This is really good. Right idea, Trey. I just think a little bit too close. It's like if you're one step further back here when this starts, you're going to get in front. We were able to get the block. We're here for the board. The gang rebounding has been really good. This is not a good take. It's okay. He's pushing himself. Uh, in general, I mean, like I've been saying this before, that I wish he check as like wasn't even there because I think it leads us to taking shots like this. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't take this if you don't have heat check, and I just think heat check is not actually. Yeah, I want to see the make percentage on heat check shots so bad. You have no idea. I'm sure it's so low comparison to people's overall make percentages. Again, we're kind of like they're out in transition on us. But this is just us not. This is us not following like comp guards, right? Like this is too far. Luckily, we're in because we crash offensive rebound. The center just doesn't have like a free opportunity to throw this pass. I mean, honestly, he kind of does anyway. But yeah, like we're lucky we make this. We scramble really well here. Like this is like really good job getting back into position, but we're letting these comp shooting guards get out ahead of us too much in transition. Clear it out for me, guys. That was nice. One thing I noticed from the box score in this game, I don't know. I'm still trying to like decide what I think about it, but this was one of our least um, assisted games, or maybe the better way to put it is this is one of the games we were operating most out of isolation, um, which I think is part of why it felt so clunky. It was fewer play calls, and I don't know if it's because we weren't quite keyed into their rotations well enough and to where weaknesses were, or if they were just like playing us pretty well, putting us into like late shot clock situations. Because the overall efficiency was good, but just fewer of our shots were assisted than normal, which I think leads to like it feeling kind of the way it did and feeling a little clunkier than it probably should. This is interesting. I wonder if other teams will key in on this. I think Gray did have the middle cut here, and I think that we are. It's really, I mean, it's super tough shots to be ready to catch all these middle cuts. But this is something I'd be scared of other teams looking to do to us because he ended up dexing back out, but he did have it. This is another thing too, in terms of like getting shots up. Like, I will say, if we look at the shot distribution from game one to game two, it's remarkably similar. to game one in terms of where the shots ended up. It's just pretty much one of Trey's shots ends up getting siphoned to everyone else, which takes Trey down from 8 shots, something like that, to two. Um, Part of it is just like calling plays for yourself if it's good. I don't feel too bad about this. I think this is the call I'm like happiest about, like I'm proudest about of the whole game because this is like not something in our Rolodex of plays or whatever. But I called this knowing that the center was dropping and that Gray wanted to go corner, so I figured I'd have space up top if I could get up there. Um, but it's hard to say. Like I missed an interior pass down to you, Trey, for sure. Admittedly, I think it was like in a pretty small timing window. Um, but I still need to be able to make that pass. Um, and there are a couple just like blatant missed opportunities for shots, especially later in the game. And by for shots, I mean for shots for Trey, not shots for shots. Another thing I will say is that when we have a game where someone like Trey is at a low number of shots late in the game, we need to use we've conditioned them to start playing off of those people usually, right? When we have kept them low usage, and we need to be willing and able to shift the offense towards them as the game progresses, if for no other reason than to exploit the fact that they're probably starting to help off of those people. And I don't think we did a good job of that this game. And in general, I think that's like a weakness of ours. Switches are good here. We take this. I mean, this is a tight wrap cut. It's tough. It's tough. So we end up. I think this is just like the nature of it and why these wrap cuts are so good. I really like the angle he takes. He cuts it early instead of waiting all the way until he's top of the key or if he even passes it. But we get into these situations where we're trailing the wrap cutter a lot. And it's tough because, right, like Shots is trying to attack Dre's dribble here. Then the wrap comes, and it's tough to say to Shots, oh, by this point you need to realize that this is a switch and get lower. Because but he does, Antoine, like this is probably, like this is just too high. And I can't, and there's no one to help him here because I can't, I mean, I could slide back in front, but right, but like we're thinking of this as switched. So if we're thinking of this as switched, I think you need to get a little bit more depth. This is a good chase down attempt, though. We'll obviously take the foul over a mid basket. Technically, James's turnover, but I don't think this is like this is a, this is a tough spot. Um, yeah, this is just tough. Like maybe James probably could have moved a little bit to make this better, whether it was standing farther out, standing farther left, um, filling earlier into the space behind Shot, so that maybe the pass would pull him. But this is tough. Switches are good. I love this. Look at this. Fucking Javion top middle, Trey top right. I love that we're able to do this. Like so much better than where we were on this stuff in the past. Um, I'm pretty happy with my drop here. Frankly, I think Javion is beat, and I think it's my contact and my jump that stops this, or at least gives Javion enough time to get back and get a good contest. But we're lucky that obviously it didn't get like passed out in this spot. But I think in an ideal world, again, this is me. Javion switches out, or worst case, like I think the most. I think it's this is me. Javion switches out, but the most egregious thing is James coming down here, which I get why. I guess I understand why he does, but he needs to be kind of like playing between these two right now. And honestly, probably more likely the corner because this is like the most likely pass. Although, what I will say is that like as an opportunistic thing, leaving Gray specifically, like if you realize you have Gray in the corner, you should be significantly more likely to leave in this spot, and that's just something that like you need to be aware of, like who exactly is guarding you and what's our game plan versus them, right? Because like James also crashing here makes a ton of sense versus Gray, or just James leaving Gray and going straight up to who is this? Is this pull up or I don't know. I don't know their lock, quote unquote locks name. They're three, but it's good we got that board. I was so scared that we weren't gonna get it. Yeah, obviously, like I think there might have been a dunk here. This is a pretty good look. I don't mind the aggression here, right? Like obviously the extra is better. Um, James wants a better catch animation than this. He has like a slow like gather because he's like still moving into the corner. So this isn't awful. This is a tough one not to get the rebound. I'm not doing a good job getting getting my like I'm doing the same thing I criticized James for, right? Where I need to just full commit to a body in this spot, and I am boxing out. Like you can see, this is like the animation for holding L2. But I need to just like try to get my full body onto someone. In this case, obviously, it should have been 15. So again, this isn't. I mean, that's not like an awful crash from Trey, but like this transition's fucked. Obviously, I'm assuming they're going to score here. Yeah, it is tough when they get such good transition. Oh, okay, okay. I will say this too. This is like a particularly bad time for Trey to drop because Shots is already in the paint off of his drive. So now we end up 4 low, 1 high, which is why this transition looks so bad. Shots does a good job just getting the fuck out of there. He's actually the first one back, which is funny. Obviously, we'd like to see Javion moving even sooner in this case. Yeah, this is just like, I mean, T-Stamp just getting out in front of us like this is tough. He's the one who scores. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a mistake. Not good. This crash is good from Trey. Javion and I both get out. He's in the corner. Yeah, I'd like to see James peel off. He does. Well, we all got into spots. Maybe a little high, and I don't get a bump on him, but I'm like fairly happy with this cut defense. It's not perfect, but I think it's good. Not a great take. I think we're rushing. That's okay though. Obviously, like the read is going to be Trey here because this is Trey's man coming off onto you. I probably could have communicated too that they were rotating from top to right to allow the big who was on my side to be in the paint more often. So like this rotation, the fact that he rotates from middle to right is like really consistent with what he's been doing all game, but I don't think that's ever really called out to you, and like it's not like you're operating over here to see this necessarily. So maybe knowing that these are their rotations, you're more likely to make the pass to Trey here. Again, they're out in front of us in transition. We're lucky that they don't have the pass act to make that super clean. Really good job staying in front. I really like this fill into the corner. Trey comes up off with T-Stamp. I'm so proud of this read. Obviously, I know this is like not scheme disciplined, um, but yeah, I'm just so fucking proud that I made this read because Gray has the angle here. this shot is fucking insane. Like, actually just mental. Needed it too because we were losing the thread. Like, I think again, like, this is like not a probably not a great shot from like a mostly just because it's like we're not getting last shot here. But what a fucking what a dog. Like, that's so fucking good. Holy shit. Really good help from Javion, noticing early. Again, just a little bit too high tray. Because I think even if you're, I guess the thing is we could be scared of T-Stamp looking for a shot here, whether it's like a fade or like James jumping and him taking a standstill up here. But in general, like if you watch if you watch how Javion has played some of these left side drives before, like he backpedals and like once the ball gets going this way, he as the corner guy starts backpedaling into like a catch position, and instead you have the tendency to go up, which leaves you susceptible to things like this. Yeah, so good though. Obviously, we'd want to be ahead more. Let me just go real quick to the scoreboard. Man, you guys do not look at the scoreboard for long. 2 turnovers is good. The defense has been really good. Pace is very good. In general, I would say 10 of our 22 possessions, I guess 23 possessions with free throws being threes is probably high for us, but they are playing us low, so it's good that we are attacking that for the most part. I definitely didn't take one of the threes there. Um, so I mean, I'm not sad about any of this. I think for the most part this has been well played. Don't think it's maybe I'm just trying to cover my own ass, but I don't think it's worse than what was happening in game one, despite the score being closer. I think T-Stamp on the 2 is a lot better for them. Um, just able to have more individual agency, and I think that was just a good switch for them. And I also think that pull up is doing a lot more for them than Born Givenchy was. And I also think their defense is actually a little bit better this way because they're bigger. I think T-Stamp is a bit of a gambler. I think he played pretty well, actually, in game one. But I think T-Stamp and Zantuan is weaker defensively than Zantuan and pull-up. So I think this is a slightly improved lineup from them, for whatever that's worth. Really good Giannis cross. Tough miss. I mean, I obviously miss people here. It's tough, man. I don't know. I'm just seeing. I don't know. I don't know why this is what I decided to go for here, but I know why. It's because this guy is super low, and okay, so this is actually important because this is something that came up in our practice games. The area that you need to defend when someone is posting up, first and foremost, is the fade. So the area you need to defend is the space behind them, usually behind them to their backside shoulder side. So right now, the easiest shot as the basis of most 2K post games is going to be this back shoulder fade. So if I see someone posting up like this, the space I want to guard is back here. And when I see this guy not caring about that, and I see this center so low, I'm pretty confident I'm going to have this shot to my back shoulder. And he actually does a pretty good job staying on it, but because his hands aren't up, he doesn't jump at it, whatever. Like I'm not even like all that worried about this guy once I realize he's too deep into the paint. I'm only worried about this help from behind. So as this applies to us, when we see people in the post, if they're doing this to us, obviously this person needs to be putting enough pressure on them. Um, and obviously, if you're right on top of them and they don't have a great animation, or if you have a really well-timed jump, you can get a contest as the front man jumping to the back. But the real help needs to come from the backside here. So in this situation, it's this guy who we want to be helping. Um, So if we're in this position and we are this team getting posted up on, this is where we want the help to come, knowing then that we have to like cover for like the teammates out who are back here because this is like the easiest person to spray the ball to. I really like this. I should have probably stayed lower, but James, I really like this in terms of standing in front of Stamp here to deny him the ball. So in this, we're almost like pressing, but it's like a weird inverse press where like the person we don't want to have the ball is Stamp. So like denying Stamp is really good in that type of. So if we have like strong shooting guards, play them like that on the press to deny them instead. It's all good follow through. This is bad. Let me take a look at how bad I am. Yeah, I just take a bad step. Because I take a bad step, I'm scared he's going to shoot. I jump, I get fucked. Really good rotations. I jump, he drives, Javion gets in front. Really good stunt and recover from James. James is like ready to full commit if like Javion doesn't move here. And James would have been here. Like you're doing like this is such a cool uh, this is such a cool stunt. Like you might get dotted by like a really good pass first person here on this hash, but I think this is a really good move. Um, this is probably a bad jump. Like I probably don't need to jump here. Given that I do, Javion gets back in front. He's expecting the drive. He pulls up. It's such a clunky, bad looking jumper that like I wish Javion had like been able to contest this because I don't I think this is his front fade and this must be like default swing or something. This is just like fucking atrociously ugly. Um, so yeah, like I think this was like recoverable because like we're covered here, right? Like everyone's like made really good rotations. Watch, so I get blown by. This rotation happens, and Trey does a really good job getting into like left position here. Um, this is all it's again it's fine. And I think the biggest mistake was me jumping to get back to the corner. I think the jump on Zantuan was kind of necessary once I got myself out of position, but jumping back to the corner put us in rotation. Though I still think that probably should have that could at least could have been a stop. It's good. I definitely had the shot here, but been scared of them picking up. I should have I didn't notice this that Gray wasn't on the hash on this play. Gray has been like hard rotating every time here, so I was like looking to drive him. Um, I do get by here on this drive, and I'm like, again like this is a read that if I can make this read, this is an improvement. But I'm very proud of my stop here on the block. He jumps and then I go into the standing dunk, and I had like a fucking massive meter. I was really proud of that. To be fair. This is good. We cover the Fifi. I jump when I don't need to. I jump again. Yeah, this is bad. And then I don't jump the third time. My bad. That's all really good here. James does a good job for the most part staying in front. This is really good. I overcommit here. Um, so we talked about this in the last review. We talked about it in regards with Trey. Um, I think James James. I think you watched that review, so hopefully you remember this. But like in this situation, I want you to stay low and this to be a switch, which I think you do. It's hard to tell whether you jump out, but so my retreat is not good. Like I'm chasing my guy here. I need to just full switch. Um, it's probably a little fast. It's not like again like I'm like, oh, this is like a this is good. This seems good to me, right? And it's hittable, but the thing is, I don't need to do this. I feel like with me especially, missing some opportunities might be worth it. Like I feel like I don't need to take this shot as much because I'm like if I miss the read, I'm gonna be able to do something. Like I'm not gonna like it's not gonna be like a dead ball spot because like I just have so many options, right? Like Trey is rolling to the rim, James is flaring to the corner. That was a very annoying rebound not to get. We're lucky they missed this. I don't run this time. I'm the one up top. I am the one who took the shot, but I definitely am sticking around. I think I'm anticipating getting the rebound, so I'm staying. Yeah, it's bad. I need to just run. But take my own advice. When I'm up here, I just run. If we get the board, it's going to be a good possession, regardless of whether I'm out there or not. So we're very lucky this is a miss. We're very lucky that like this shots is boxed, but he just has enough rating to force his way through here. This is really good. This is a good pass, good shot. This is the one rebound I was saying that we ended up getting. I think this is the one offensive rebound we get off of a crash. But again, I think this is just like this is not disciplined. This is four low, one high. It's tough because like it's such a good spot. I don't think we do a great job securing our boxes here necessarily. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'll put it this way: if we weren't crashing so much otherwise, I would be like, oh yeah, this is like a good crash because of how open the paint is and how good the position is. But it's scary given what I think is like a developing pattern of us over crashing and giving up transition. Love that shot, man. That was nice. You two have got it going on. The shots to James connection is good. Yeah, this one. So this is what I was talking about earlier, where I'd been asking Javion to take cuts for me so much in the game before that I think I like pre-program him to want to take this. In my mind, I'm still in front here, right? Like I feel like I kind of have good position, so that's why I'm never looking to peel here. Um, in general, we've been doing a good job not miscommunicating here. So I think this is kind of a one-off. I think you and I are good JV on it. I think it's mostly because I was asking for your help so much before. Yeah, I mean, shots, if you're feeling it like this, then that is good. I think there were reads, obviously, but I think Gray did have me beat here. Maybe if he doesn't bail, I think like a better slashing guard. That this is a good enough move that he has rim here, and I need to yeah like he turns back and I overstep like this. I think a better finishing guard, one with more dunk, who's like going straight into meter here, probably just gets this dunk off. Scramble is good. Really like that pinch, like, and I like that you pinched but didn't full switch it and you recovered once you realized that Trey was still in front. Oh my god, where was this? Oh my god, this is so funny. Holy shit. I'd be so tilted. Oh my god, I'd be tilted. It's a good look. I really like this. I mean, this is like kind of our bread and butter, right? Like you see the drive, James shakes up. When he shakes up, he cuts in. As he cuts in, Trey is wrapping behind. This is all really good. And all of this movement, I think, is like occupying help defenders, right? So like, let me see exactly what happens with the right side here. I mean, honestly, I get lucky, right? I get lucky. I make this read, and he runs out to shots instead. Um, it is because all this movement on the left side creates this split right that makes this like this is not like I don't throw this here anticipating. I don't think that he's moving the shots. I just throw this to the opposite side. But because of all this movement on the left, I think we've occupied four defenders with three, which allows this creation opportunity. And this is a good shot. We just need to hit it. We'll hit it next time. Press is working here. Really good no jump again, James. This is the second time where you've kind of been in a chase situation. And I think normally you would just jump, but you realize you realize that he has a bad catch animation, that he's going to pull too deep. You don't jump, and not jumping there is what saves the points here. This is a slow switch. At first, I thought this was like pretty like in game. I thought this was pretty explicitly Shots' mistake. This is a little tough. There's a lot of like small mistakes here. I I think because I remember calling the wrap here early. I feel like James needs to trust that we've got this. This is too dangerous. Yeah, I think this is just too tough. This is just like nice from them. Zanhon's ready to shoot. But I'm not in great position. So like going back to this, sorry, I'm not in great position on Gray, so I understand why James feels the need to stay in front. I think this is just I think we do still need to wrap here, maybe, especially knowing that it's Gray. Also, in general, like I just want to see us playing two more in this spot where I mean, at some point, Shots needs to make a committal decision here. Honestly, though, it's fine if he commits to T stamp. Like I was gonna say, like Shots commits to T stamp, Trey commits up, make him make the extra read, right? But I'm not even convinced that's better. Like this is a tough pass to throw because you just like you're not like even though like yeah, Shots doesn't have the steal to actually intercept this, you are throwing this right through a guard's passing lane. Like this is not an easy pass to make comfortably if you're a PG. Um, it's a good try. A little slow on moving here, James. Because it was a left side drive, I'd like to see you shaking. I think if you shake it, we're going to be better in transition here. I need to be cutting on this. I think it's a fine stay. It's not so bad. But again, we're in a 3-on-2. We hold it really well. I mean, we're doing so much better in transition. It's insane. Yeah, this is not good. I see the cut and I sink on it and I get dotted. Lucky he misses it. Get the putback. Again, I'd like to see like this drive right side just feels so free. Like it just weird. We feels like we don't get in front of this drive a lot. To be fair, like again, Trey, I just want you to be here. I want you to cut this off and James to rotate. But like he is through, right? Like he does dot me, but this is also a free two. So I don't know. Man, 5-point game this late. Scary. That's a sick no dip. This interior passing is really good. Like like JV, like even though like I might even have a standing dunk here, but this is too tight. Just like as this works, this is really good. And even if like James swings it, we have swing, and this is going to be great. I think this is Javion on the right hash, having repositioned, and he was going to be fucking wide. Good chase. He's doing a really good job on these cuts, I will say. If he had a bigger build with some standing done, he just made a build to like play this. If he was on Shots' build, I think Gray could be doing really well playing this way. Just gonna throw that out there. Not a great shot. We're lucky. I'll take it. Yeah, these right wing drives are tough. I just like we need to find something to do that's better here. I will say T Stamp's move here is like really bizarre. It's not really clear that he's going right. Um, I think that so. I don't know if you guys heard a few days ago. There was um, a segment that was going kind of viral of Jeremy Lin uh, breaking down Luca on ESPN, and people were like praising it for how like intricate it was and how good the biomechanical discussion and analysis was, etc. And one of the things he mentioned that's been sticking with me when I've been playing these last few days is that um, as a defender, you you don't want to be squared up with the offensive player because what that typically means is that you're going to be beat to both sides. Um, So right now, when you're playing, so this is what, and Loyalty always called this, and Loyalty always got on James for playing too straight up with his defender, and Loyalty always called this playing on his hip. This is good. You're playing on his right hip right now. It's really difficult for T Stamp to drive right. So in this configuration, it makes a lot of sense for Trey to be playing really high because James is already signaling to everybody. He's signaling to T Stamp. He's signaling to our own teammates, in this case, Trey and Shots, most importantly, that I am doing what I can to not allow him a drive right. He's going to drive left. So the help needs to be ready to come from the left, meaning Trey can be tighter here, unless he's worried about the back door. This is same thing is true right here, right? Like, and Shots realizing this, I think, is why there's like this much space gathering. Now, what I will say is that when Shots' man starts making the help defender, in this case is Shots, right? Shots' man, intentionally or not, is making it so that Shots has a longer and longer rotation. Or I guess if they switch, James has a longer and longer rotation. As this spacing happens, obviously, like in this case, it's fine because I can cover two as long as they stay on the perimeter. But as this spacing happens, it becomes significantly more important. Like, if James could switch sides here, this would almost be better in this moment. Because if James is covering on the left, when forcing Stamp to drive right, this lets Shots get back out to his man, who's getting farther and farther away from him. And when Stamp drives, uh, Trey is there to pick up the rotation, and James's rotation to the corner is significantly shorter and more makeable than this rotation from hash to hash, like it's going to be right now. I don't think any of that happens. Like this is like a weird animation where he gets the crossover, and then this is like a push. It's almost like a blowout dribble to get in front. I don't think I've seen this animation. I don't know like what dribble style or what package this is in. Yeah, it's like this cross, and then he pushes forward. So this isn't the situation. Even though we were just talking about a situation where a drive right happens, like this isn't exactly the same thing. Um, but hopefully that like helps illustrate why you as a defender need to be aware of what side you're taking away and what side you're giving up, and that you don't want to be face to face with your defender unless you feel you have a significant skill mismatch that you can really lock this person down one on one in isolation. If you feel that, then yeah, you can try to just stay in front of them and keep bumping them, and like that's like pure lockdown defense, whatever. But against someone of equal or better skill, or even close to equal, right? I think you're a better player than T Stamp, but he's good enough that he's going to be able to attack if you play him straight up. So you want to pick a side so that he doesn't have the option to go both ways. Regardless, as it applies to this play, um, in general, I just want to see fewer of these blow bys into no rotation. Like this looks too much like our like we're just chasing. We're chasing too much on the right side, and we're not getting into good catch position, in my opinion. James maybe takes an extra step too far. I would like to see this rotated through, but I think because Trey is a little bit too far away, he doesn't. Trey, you do a good job stepping out here. Actually, on this drive, this is like usually like yeah, this is I really like this step out. I think if you just go baseline, you're just getting dunked on every time. So I think this is a good attempt. Um, I think that's like legitimate improvement. But yeah, I just think that I feel like that sequence is happening too often here on that right side. Oh yes, this is the last second shot. We're lucky. We are lucky. Nice way to jump into the switch. I don't like this. I'd really like to see shots stay and rotations get made. This is really good follow from Trey. But this is partially why I don't want this rotation, right? Because like Trey does a good job recovering here, but this should be Shots' cover. But Shots isn't in good position to cover here, top, because he's scrambling back. So because he's scrambling back to his zone, this cut is against his momentum, which leads to it being so disastrous. And Trey just does a really good job recognizing it and getting the contest. Um, so yeah, Shots is not often the one in position. Shots is not often in position where he gets stuck in the corners like this, but especially because this creates awkwardness because this is literally T Stamp who's like the last person we want to leave. So like there's like this moment of confusion and decision, and he's the one who's the benefactor of it. So I don't think that's great. This is a good look. I remember in game as well. Obviously I knew how tilted Trey must be because of his lack of touches. In this game, I would be too. Um, and this is like a reasonable opportunity to go up, but I don't think this is like a great opportunity. And I expected you to go up here, and I wouldn't have been able to blame you too much for it. So I was like really impressed that you passed this out, given like
like the emotional circumstance in the game. Like I don't know if I would have passed that shot up, um, but I think it was the right decision. To be ready for that shot. I remember calling it. So this is I'm gonna make a mistake later on this play. Again, this is the same type of thing though. Like the drive right comes, and we're just like this is just too free. Like I want to see this switch happen, and I shouldn't drop this much on it. And and the mistake is about I'm about to do it again where I'm sitting too low on it. But yeah, I'd really like. I just think that we need to cut some of these drives. Like, how many of these drives left? How many of these drives happened left versus how many of these drives happened right? Where we just like didn't make rotations on it, and it just feels too easy, and it feels like it's too consistent. I think it's been a problem for a few weeks now. This is really good. That was a good dex. Way to see him on it. I like that switch from shots. This is good switch on the perimeter. I make a mistake here. I do this. I'm really susceptible to this. When like the ball gets reversed like this, I will, even playing weak side, I will kind of like start drifting. Which when T Stamp realizes that and makes this little move, this is really good. I'm not able. Although we're very lucky that's a miss. Don't love this crash. Again, we're in a pretty. This is a 3-on-1 for shots. We're very lucky. Oh, he scores here? Yeah. So this is another transition. I probably shouldn't even crash here. I have lots of space, so like I'm free. Like I don't have anyone on me, but maybe I should just leave. Javion's in like pretty good position here. He does get a box. I think of all the crashes, I think Trey's is the worst here because at least I'm crashing from open space. But if I see Trey crashing, I should probably just be leaving as well. Regardless, though, I think this is too easy. It's tough. It's a good burst out of the triple threat. This is good help and good switches. I'm getting cooked. Sorry. Yeah, I think this is ideally, this is shots is. I don't mind how this happens though, because this is a long rotation. Like I'm in such a bad position to get to Gray here. This is an interesting step from James. I don't know if he's like thinking about taking away the. I think he's trying to play the lane to his man. But this is also secondarily kind of nice because Gray is unlikely to shoot, and if he cuts, James is in good position, and he's kind of responsible for two right there. I think a better team punishes this, though. I think this is a little bit too sloppy. Let me go back one more time, sorry, and see what I just can't get, like, this is, he's too far left for me to give him middle here. I think this is the ultimate problem, right? This goes back to what I was talking about before. I need to be telling T, I need to be standing like here, or like at least super ready to take away middle, so that when he drives left, I'm able to get to the corner. Because when he goes left, I just step towards it, which is bad. Javion is there. I need to trust that he's just there. Then we're totally fine. Because when he gets me going left, he can go back right, and Shots does a good job getting back in front of this. But like, this is so fucked because I'm not going to get to this guy. In fact, I don't even run to this guy. I just take Javion's and Shots recovers, and we're lucky that this is okay. So this is all pretty bad, and I think it starts with me not picking a side and playing good defense. It was really good. That was so annoying. I really thought we were grabbing the ball here, so this is my bad. I mean, this is my bad. Technically, I should be corner. Shots should be here, but like, this is tough. I'm not too upset about that. Pretty happy about this. I think I timed this reach in the lane pretty well, and I'm in good enough position to contest. Although I'm lucky if he no dips this, this is an open shot. So I actually think this is probably a bad reach in totality because I sink too low. Luckily, he doesn't no dip it. In fact, he doesn't even go straight up. He like pumps, which gives me an opportunity to contest. That's why, like, yeah, like I have gold intercept or whatever. That seems like a well timed reach in the lane, but it's just like you're not going to get it frequently enough for that to be correct. You're going to get punished by better players. They followed into the paint a lot. I think this is partially why Trey didn't get a lot of touches this game, is because they were rotating heavily sometimes, and in this case, even off of both corners at the same time into paint, which left stuff like these skips open, and we passed a lot of these skips. Yeah, and I think just like a lot of our offense, it's hard to say. A lot of our offense came out of the corners, I would say, because the drops were happening from here. Um, but I don't know. It wasn't super clear either. And I don't know if that was like really like 100% our game plan. This is a nice fade. We're lucky he doesn't intercept it. That should have been a nuke probably for that reason. I really like the extra delay though. I think sometimes when we run Spider, we've been going too fast. Um, so the way this works, the way this ends up working is quite nice, I would say. Oh, you know what? When a great time to run Spider would be if I have Deep Bomber out of the corner, running Spider, like they will 100%. The fucking whole team is going to come out to me here when I flare up on this down screen, and this is going to be open like 100,000%. But yeah, so I think I take an extra dribble here. Honestly, I probably could have taken even one more dribble to try to like really put this guy in jail, because I curl it instead of throwing it from here. So I come out all the way here, and then I curl really wide. I think if I take an extra step, this guy has to commit to me because I'm going to be in front of T-Stamp, and this pass is even more clean. Okay, I will say I'm pretty sure Javion literally fell asleep for this last minute. There's going to be a couple plays that I think Javion's sleeping. It's okay. Oh, right. Oh, my God. Fuck. God damn it. The code. The code is first round of playoffs, baby. So text me, whatever, first round of playoffs if you made it this far. Fuck. Sorry, I should have said it earlier. No cheating. Don't be a cheater. Oh, yes, Javion's defensive three. Let me see. Okay, he's not asleep, but this is very funny. uh, this is a good no-dip attempt. Boards are good. I'll take a free three. Thank you, guys. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Big takeaways are not over crashing on boards, stepping in front of drives off the right wing, and positioning your body on defense such that you are taking away one of the directions that the opposing player can go and not trying to stay straight in front of them such that they can go each direction. Um, and I think if we do those things, we will improve for the next game. Again, this is what I meant. Only 17 of our 28 makes were assisted. So more isolation. That's very rare for us. Usually we're like I know I make a lot of ISO buckets, but honestly I think the reason is because Shots was feeling so good today, making his own shots off the dribble. Like a lot of these, like his 8 of 10, maybe like 5 of these are him taking like pull up middies that are pretty much always unassisted for him. Um, and honestly, if Shots is shooting like that, I think that's fine. I do want to get Trey more touches. I think Trey is one of our best playmakers. I was like trying to watch sporadically for if there were moments where if they pressed, the ball should have been in Trey's hand. I didn't really notice that. So like maybe because of them not pressing, the ball ends up not going through Trey's hands as often because Shots isn't getting pressured like that. In general, I want to be more cognizant of touches and making sure it's more equal, but I don't think this was awful. I do think too that I want people to be confident calling stuff for themselves if they see specific things that are open. And in general, I think we've been doing a better job of that. Steals and blocks are good. Low turnovers are good. They are 15 of 27 here. That's very, very good in terms of our interior defense. Free throws, Shots and I both missed one. Ideally, we wouldn't. I think our rate of threes is very high, but given how often they were, especially we just didn't get a lot at the rim this game because even a lot of these middies, even a lot of these 2-pointers that we got were middies. from shots in it. I think that's partially why the offense also didn't feel very good, even though like, the efficiency is there in total, because we're used to getting easy stuff at the rim. And I think for the most part, they were taking that away schematically. So I think we were just kind of attacking what was there in terms of looking for threes. The no dips are fantastic. I think even these 2 turnovers for James, like I don't know how turnover-y they really are. So I don't know if I'm really gonna blame you for that. Gang rebounding has been really good. Um, yeah, I just think with how well Shots is rebounding, I just am not sure that we need Trey to have 99 D board, 90 O board. But there are times where like there's definitely at least one time where I think if Trey was on a more offensive build, he would not have gotten a contest that stopped a cut the way he was able to in this game. So yeah. All right. I will see y'all. I will post this, and hopefully we can get some good stuff tomorrow. I'll try to have a scouting report.